Tracy, how's it going?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Yeah, awesome. That's good to hear. I'm doing well as well. I am also doing well. I'm here now. I'm very excited about this workout today. So I'm glad you're here for it. Yay.
At least one person, right?
It's what?
At least one person's here.
Yes. At least have the classes been pretty empty for the most part?
My classes have been okay. So I've been doing a yoga class on the weekends, and it has maybe like 10 people in it, something like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Nice job. Oh my gosh. Oh, and it's so hard to keep up with fitness sometimes. That's really good. Wow, I feel like Monday afternoons are kind of a tough sell for some people. Oh, my music stopped. Oh no. Well, thanks for chatting. Hopefully we'll have a couple more people pop in, and if not, it'll be just you and me. And we'll get to sweat together. Oh my God.
That's good.
Oh, okay. We have a couple more. Let's make sure my music's playing. Okay. Might get some music for you guys. I'll see about that. And oh, Kathy's back. Yay. Kathy, welcome back. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm good. I was getting water.
Oh, no worries. Sorry to stop you on your mission. Oh, Kathy, how are you feeling after having come to pretty much all the classes this quarter?
You know, I haven't come to all of them, but I've tried to go to a lot of them, and I really, really like this format.
Yay, well, that's so good to hear. I'm glad. What about it kind of really feels good to you?
Just the variety of classes at the variety of times. So, you know, there's some days where a noon class really works, and some days when an afternoon class is better. So it's nice when there's both on a day, so that, you know, if you can't make the noon, you can make the after work one, or
right. No, it's awesome. I'd imagine the multiple different instructors too keeps it interesting for you.
Yeah, that definitely keeps it interesting, and it's really great. I mean, and you guys, all of the instructors are great, so that's always that's good.
Yay, that's good to hear. I haven't actually taken classes for most of them before, so nice.
Yeah, it's been great. I've liked it.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing.
And then I actually took Jeff's class earlier today, and he said that he's got the schedule ready for next quarter. So.
Oh yes.
Are you teaching next quarter?
I will be teaching a class, but I will not be teaching Core Blast. At least that's my understanding of it. I'll be teaching a class called Fight Fit, where we do kind of kickboxing inspired combos and moves.
Cool.
So yeah, I'll also be teaching. I just won't be teaching this one, unfortunately. But thanks for asking. All right, it's almost time. Ooh, Cantrell, Anne, Ashwini, Alberto, welcome. It's the whole is it weird to say gang? It's the whole team. There we go. Oh, I'm so thankful for you all. If not for you, I would not be working out right now. And I know I could use it just as much as we all could. Oh, thank you, Ashwini. Oh, Anne. You guys are so sweet. Cantrell, stop it, you all. Oh, this is the last week of class. Yes. So Alberto asked, yep, this is the last week. Speaking of being the last week, I'm so excited and happy that you're here because, and I was telling, who was it, Tracy? I was telling Tracy this. Ooh, it's gonna be a fun workout. Fun and sweaty and fun. All right, let's actually start then. I'm hoping everyone's in. I might have to run back and forth a couple times, but let us begin. Let's start with a dead bug and some breathing. So I'm gonna have you lay on your back, and I see one person in the waiting room. I'll come to them in a second. So first I'm gonna have you just lay with your legs long and your arms overhead, and just take a deep breath in through your nose, exhale through your mouth, and see if you can really breathe down into your belly, a little bit deeper than your rib cage. Nice and slow, it doesn't have to be fast. Elise, welcome. We just started, perfect timing. We're doing some breathing just to start off the class today. On our back, nice deep breath in through your nose. And of course, now that you've taken a couple breaths, I'm gonna have you activate your pelvic tilt, breathe out, pull your belly button in. You might find your arms and legs moving a bit, that's okay. Go ahead and release, breathe in. And then breathe out, pelvic tilt, belly button in. Woo, make that back flat. Go ahead and do that at least 3 more times. Michelle, you made it. I'm just doing a couple pelvic tilts to warm up. Okay. Once you've done a couple, let's add the dead bug. Go ahead and breathe on out. Squeeze that belly button. Bring those arms and legs up, and we'll alternate, extending opposite arm, opposite leg, back to center. Of course, now don't forget to breathe. We're gonna have to maintain that pelvic tilt the whole time. Nice and slow for the warm up. If this is a bit too much for your warm up, you're always welcome to bend those knees and just tap one heel down and then the other. Whew. And sometimes it's also fun to focus on one limb at a time and really seeing if you can feel the difference. The arms are a little easy, right? But the legs are a little bit harder. Just a couple more seconds here. And 3, 2, 1, and time. All right. Ooh, let's do a little bit of glutes. I'm gonna have us do a glute bridge. Making sure we kind of go through all of these real quick. Let's do a glute bridge. Just a warm up still. No challenge yet, but heels down, belly button in, pelvic tilt, glutes up. Go ahead and hold. You can choose to keep your arms up, chest or down. Either way is fine. Arms up will be the most challenging option. And I just said it wasn't challenging because of warm up. Oh well. All right, now go ahead and start giving me a couple hip dips. Almost touching the ground, not quite. Then squeezing those glutes up, pushing down into your heels. Always keeping that core super strong so your spine is protected. Also, always feel free to change the position of your feet. If they're closer to you, you'll have more glute action. If they're farther from you, you'll get more hamstrings. But also, if they're closer together, it might be easier or harder depending on your hip structure and your bone structure. So feel free to change that, mess around with that. 10 more seconds here. I'm getting warm, so that's why I was like, oh, 10 seconds. Okay, we'll stop there. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. If you like, you can hug your knees in towards your chest. Give your lower back a little bit of relief from a long day. Alrighty, team. We're gonna hop right into it because I have a lot planned. First things first, we're gonna talk about an exercise that gives me a lot of grief, but also is actually quite a good exercise if you can do it right. And I believe in all of you because you have been coming and you've been getting stronger. You've been keeping up with your exercises. We're gonna do a reverse crunch. It gives me a little bit of feelings already. So instead of crunching, right, a normal crunch would be bringing your nose towards the ceiling. A reverse crunch is moving your legs instead of your upper body, right? So this time, if you want Hands can be on the ground here, that's fine. But I want you to focus on pulling your hips to your ears, hips to ears. And I want you to make sure you're squeezing your belly button in, you're pulling your hips up using your core and not your arms. That's why I like to put my hands behind my head. Keep me honest, it's a really challenging exercise. But of course, one thing more. You will see people doing this. I'm sorry, that was a bit excessive, but you will see people doing this. I hate that personally because it actually puts you at a greater risk of hurting your back on the way down, and you're not using as much muscle as you could be. Instead, you're letting momentum do the work, right? And we want to use our muscles, we want to get stronger. That's why I like to focus on going slow and controlled and pulling my hips towards my ears. If you need to use a little bit of hands, that's okay. But always, especially on the way down, control, all right? If you've been going, join me here, or keep going. If you're starting, join me here, keeping all of those things in mind. Belly button in, pull those hips up. As you can tell, this is a hard exercise. If you want to start with just your knees, also totally fine here. Knees are right above the hips, and then pull your knees towards your shoulders, towards your ears. If you want to tie your breathing into this now, think about breathing out as you pull up, breathing in on the way down. Again, always using control. Woo! I did not use control on that one. And 3, 2, 1, rest. So my friends, that is a reverse crunch. Whew. In order to make it more challenging, we're gonna add in a leg raise, right? And a leg raise is where you start with your feet above your hips or about there, and then you're going to extend as far as you can without your back coming off the ground. So if I'm tired and I feel like my back's coming off the ground, I'll stop right there if I have to, right? So definitely keep an eye on that. Think about belly button in, back stays flat, going as far as you can without your back coming off. So all together, reverse crunch and leg raise, looks like this. Belly button in, hips to ears, and then slowly lower down, leg raise, belly button in, pause at the top, and that was 1 rep. We'll do it again, pelvic tilt, oh, reverse crunch, right into that leg raise. Back stays flat the whole time, pause right there. Go ahead and give me 10 of those. It should take a little more than a minute if you're going nice and controlled. I'll give us about 1 minute and 20 seconds or so. If you need to, you can put your hands down by here again, but if you can, try and avoid it. It's really depending on where you're at with your strength. So either way is fine, but maybe later on, you can try bringing those hands up. Okay, I'm sweating and breathing hard. I hope you're doing well. Don't forget to breathe like I just did. How are we doing? If you finish your 10, take a short break. You can flip over and stretch if you like. Hopefully, if you've done reverse crunches before, now you can kind of look at them in a different light. If you already knew how to do them, awesome. Thank you for joining me on this journey here, emotional journey for me. Take another 5 seconds to finish off. And then while you're waiting, if you've been coming and you've been doing your glute bridges, now is your chance To challenge yourself, grab a chair, a couch nearby, a coffee table. If you have one of these fun little toys, grab one of these. It could be small. It could be as tall as maybe a little more than knee height, right? Don't make it too tall, but so kind of somewhere hip and below, I guess, for your elevated glute bridge. And if you don't have anything, please feel free to do it on the ground, of course. But if you want to challenge yourself today, go ahead and grab that elevated surface. All right, I think it's time. Let's do our glute bridge. All right, friends. You're going to start with your heels right on top of the center of that object. Well, for me, it's the center. For you, it's maybe the edge. But belly button in, pelvic tilt. Squeeze those glutes up. Push down into your heels. Slowly come on down. You're going to feel those hamstrings kick in a lot stronger. On this elevated glute bridge, let's do 12 of these. Push down into those heels. Squeeze those glutes. Slowly come down. Keep that core tight the whole time. Don't forget to breathe here. I like to breathe out on the way up, breathe in on the way down. Oh, I hope you're feeling a little warmth there. Okay. I always choose these exercises thinking, this will be so great for them. We'll get so much stronger. I always forget how much fun it is during. And honestly, I lost track, so I'm going to have you finish off your 12. Whew. Put your elevated object or item to the side. And then once you finish your 12 glute bridges, we're now going to do some plank exercises. Of course, we're going to start with a plank around the world. You're going to either be on your knees here or your feet. Either way, remember, pelvic tilt, shoulders above the hands, hips are in line, they're not up, and your back's not curved down, all right? Find that good plank, and we're going to go in around the world. You might want to widen your feet for this, so your base of support's a little larger, but you're going to reach out with one arm, switch to the other, and then one leg, and then the other. And we're just going to take our time, keeping those hips level. Join me here for fun. I always do this. I always set myself up away from the clock. Keep going. I'm watching the clock now, 20 seconds. I call this an around the world because we're kind of traveling around the body at least. One limb at a time. Almost there. And 3, 2, 1, and rest. Whew. No matter which level you were at, I hope that was hard. I'm noticing that I held my breath. Not a good idea. Hopefully you were breathing. If you weren't, I will remind myself and you next time. All right, 4th exercise of the set, windshield wipers. Again, sort of a love-hate relationship with these because I do see them mistreated and misused, but I believe in all of you. Again, so notice how it's always the legs up for some reason. Start with your legs up, arms out at the sides here. You are going to use them a little bit, but I want you to focus on your obliques, your side muscles. So what you're going to do is you're going to slowly bring your feet over to one side, kind of at an angle. And then I want you to pull from here, your core right here, to come back up. Control, I know we already practiced this like 2 weeks ago, but slowly come on down. Focus on that core, pulling you all the way up. And I always want to remind you, don't go too far, right? Find where your limit is, and then just go to that spot, that distance every time. And then when you get stronger, you can exceed that limit. But for today, I want you to focus on good form. Join me here. And always remember, belly button in, right? And if you find yourself using your arms a bit more than you think you should, feel free to bring your hands up. Limit yourself to your elbows. See how far you can go then. Pulling that belly button in, using those side muscles. All right, team, I'm gonna keep the timer going for another 45 seconds. Have some fun with it. Oh, we're almost there, 15 seconds. Woo, keep that core tight. Okay. This is where I really find my breathing helpful, especially when you get tired. 3, 2, 1, time. My goodness, I hope you felt them. Our side muscles. That was our set. Feel free to grab a sip of water. We're gonna do it all again, at least one more time through. But probably one more time through, because I have another set I'd love for you all to get your hands on. So we're gonna start with reverse crunches 10 times. Elevated glute bridge for the second one, 12 times. We're gonna do our around the world for 45 seconds, and then our windshield wipers for another 45 seconds. All right, I will remind you of that as we go, but get ready. First off, reverse crunches. So slow and controlled, so fun. Whew. Always remembering pelvic tilt, control, no momentum, all right? Have at it, 10 reverse crunch, leg lift combos. How we doing? I think I'm halfway. Nice and slow, right? If you find yourself done already, maybe do a couple more, but slower. If you're not done yet, perfect. Keep going at that pace. Of course, I don't want y'all waiting for me though, so I'm gonna finish up my last one. Oh goodness. With a little more momentum than I should. Woo! Once you've done your 10, grab that elevated surface, pillow, couch, chair, coffee table, textbook, whatever you're using. 12, nice and slow and controlled glute bridges. Whenever you're ready, go for it. If you're still finishing those reverse crunch leg raises, perfect, keep going. I'm trying something new with the arms. I don't recommend it if you're on a ball. If your surface is fairly stable though, maybe put those hands up. Ooh. Ooh, once you're getting close to 12 of your glute bridges, check in with that core. I know pelvic tilt can be easy to forget sometimes. And then once you finish your 12, you can say goodbye to that elevated object. I might regret that. It's gonna roll everywhere. Okay. You can stay down. We're doing our plank airplane next, and our windshield wipers after that. I'll give it another 20 to 30 seconds or so. Make sure everyone's on the same page. Meanwhile, if you have any questions at all about form, about next quarter, generally anything, please feel free to let me know. Alrighty, well, I hope you're all ready. Plank airplane. Let's do it. I'm really glad you're not zoomed in all the way so you can't see my face on this one. Oh, challenge option for you all with the strong cores. I know you all have strong cores. Option 2, try lifting one arm and leg. Just like an opposite dead bug almost. It doesn't have to be very far, right? But the balance, ooh, that balance gets your core so good. So, that being said, 45 seconds, friends. And 3, 2, 1, here we go. Always remember, feet wide is gonna be helpful here. So if you're finding yourself wobbling a lot, check with the core first, widen the feet second. Squeeze that belly button in. Nice and slow. Ooh, control is like the hardest part. More than halfway though. There's hope. Woo! Okay, 5 seconds. Fall over. 3, 2, 1, and time. I promise it's not actually just my body clock. It is watching the clock. Although that was a good timing. I almost fell over. Next up, last up, windshield wipers. On your back, please. Arms out to the side. Belly button in. And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. I got excited for these. And then I had to go really slow again. Oh. Hard to reconcile sometimes. How are we doing, rock stars? No one's fallen over yet? I know I was close. You saw me the first one. I almost just threw myself to the side. Whew. Oh, but we're so close. Okay, 5 seconds. Oh, keep it together. 5 seconds. And 3, 2, 1, and time. Okay, I let myself fall on that one. A slow, controlled descent, I call it. Grab some water. We have just enough time for our final set. I have 3 exercises, like 4 exercises. I kind of put them all together. But 2 kind of distinct exercises. We're gonna do a side plank, regular plank combo, and a Superman combo. So you have options for this plank, side plank. You can do a push-up into a side plank or mountain climbers into a side plank. I'll do it from the side to show you. For this push-up, knees or feet is fine. Belly button in. Hands are at chest height when you come down. When you come up, you're gonna turn yourself into a side plank, keeping those hips low, keeping them level, keeping that belly button in. Once you find that side plank, you hold it for a couple seconds, come back down, other side. We're gonna go ahead and alternate through this. We're gonna do crazy 8s today. We're gonna do 8 side planks. That's 16 push-ups, sorry. And then we'll do the other one 8 times as well. If you wanna do the mountain climbers, instead of that push-up, knee in, you can also go across the body, a little twist in the hips, making sure your hips don't go up and down, right? If you're going fast for cardio, try not to, I can't do it. Not this one, it hurts me inside. Okay, option for that, push-ups or mountain climbers into a side plank, 8 side planks. Another exercise, Supermans. We do need to strengthen our backs, but in a safe way. So we're gonna do Superman swimmers. You're gonna reach overhead. You're gonna raise opposite arm, opposite leg. Imagining you're imitating a swimmer, like so. But I would prefer if you were to imagine reaching long and lifting slightly over lifting really high and putting a lot of strain on your lower back and potentially causing more damage than strengthening, if that makes sense. So go ahead and try it a couple times. Your chin just is a couple inches off the ground, looking at the ground right in front of you. Hold that opposite arm, opposite leg lift for just a couple seconds, remembering that it's more of a reach, recovering as much ground as possible before switching. 8 of those, nice and slow. Whew. All right, team, for the next 4 minutes, I always remember this clock is off. It might be 3 minutes. 8 side planks with the push-up in between, or the mountain climbers in between, and then 8 Superman swimmers. All right, we're just gonna keep going until time runs out. Whew. If you have any questions, you can put them in, but I won't get to them for a second. Let's do it, team. And 3, 2, 1. Start with those side planks. I'm doing the push-up. Remember, you can do the mountain climbers. Find that side plank with control. Belly button in, hips forward. Once you finish your 8 of those, you have your 8 Superman swimmers. Again, reaching long, lifting slightly. Woo! And then you do it all over again. We got this, team. Woo! It's already been a minute. Just 2 more. We got this. Always remember that core is staying so strong throughout all of this. Even when you're pushing up, that core stays absolutely solid. As solid as you can make it today. I forgot how many I did. I'm gonna call it 8. Woo! Almost there, team. Woo, taking the time. Let's go for another 45 seconds. Almost done. Finish off. 1 last round. You got this. I think the mountain climb is actually harder than the push-up. Oh my goodness. What a concept. Usually for me, it's the opposite. Almost there. In 3, 2, 1. Time. And with that, team, you can go have a wonderful rest of your evening. Thank you so much for joining me. If you have any feedback for me about this class, about the quarter, please feel free to let me know. Always happy to hear it. Oh my gosh, I'm so sweaty. Yay, absolutely. We can just all dance together here. Yes, it was good to see you, Alberto. You're welcome, Elise. Yep. Thank you, Tracy. Oh, thank you, Michelle. You too. Have a lovely December and Christmas and all that, or whatever holidays you're celebrating now. You're welcome, Anne. Thanks for coming today. And yay, Sweeney, see you next year. Whew. Kendra, I love it. 100% would do again. Perfect. That's what I aim for. All right. Have a wonderful evening.